So I'm on day 128 of complete sobriety, nicotine, alcohol, horse tranquilizer, caffeine, and green. And a lot of people would think that by now you're just completely healed. Surely it's been a long time, 28 days. Surely you're just completely like back to normal sort of thing. But the reality is that I was just doing some research, and it's surprising how many of your organs are still going through pretty much a deep clean. Like I noticed I keep having these dips in the day, every other day, sometimes every day. I just feel completely exhausted. Just can't do anything. I just have to lie down and not do anything. And I'm trying to be productive, but it's really hard to just stop and do nothing. But I was doing some research, and so, for example, one thing I've been focusing a lot on my brain, which is thinking about how the dopamine receptors are resetting, recalibrating, learning to produce dopamine by themselves rather than relying on external factors. And I've been hyper-focused on that aspect of healing, just the mental, because I've been thinking of drugs in terms of, because they're so high in dopamine sort of thing. And I've been thinking just purely on that sort of nervous system, brain, dopamine systems, receptors sort of things, healing. And yeah, they're still healing, to be fair. They are still recalibrating. Apparently it takes up to, by 6 months you're doing pretty well, but by 12 months you are a complete reset. It's like they're back to normal. So that's what I'm aiming for. But I totally kind of ignored the fact that my lungs are cleaning out, which is quite a big deal because they're quite big. They're really big organs, 2 massive organs here that I essentially abused for a lot of my life. And I have quit smoking from time to time, but I fell back into like social smoking, and so I ended up smoking like fairly often again, and vaping and stuff. But I overlooked the lung thing, and then I was doing some research, and yeah, the lungs healing pretty much, they're in like the mid healing section for me now. So I'm 128 days, what's that, like 4 months? So I'm just over 4 months, and yeah, the lungs are still doing deep cleaning essentially. So that means you can have like energy dips, you can just randomly get exhausted, and I have been experiencing that, but I put it all down to just the brain dopamine receptors. So yeah, my lungs are still massively healing. And then I was like, I wonder what other things are healing. So I've only just been thinking of the brain. I've been thinking dopamine in the brain healing. But yeah, as the research went on, I realized that the gut, which is also a massive organ, and what does everyone do? They drink alcohol, which completely destroys your gut. And I was fairly often drinker, like casual. I quit binge drinking years ago, but every now and again I'd have like an insane party. But yeah, I just totally overlooked my gut thing. And yeah, my gut's still similar to the lungs. It's kind of in like the mid stage of healing. The gut as well can take up to 12 months to fully be back to normal. So that's lungs, 2 massive lungs, gut, which is massive, and which is directly linked to your brain, which affects your mood and stuff. So all of this is, my body's been taking all this nutrients. I've been eating quite a lot as well, but I've just constantly felt like I'm hungry all the time. So it's obviously that my nutrients, whatever I eat, is just going straight into all of this repair work. My 2 lungs are repairing, my gut and my brain. Really all vitally important organs, some of the most important organs. I know they're all important, apart from maybe the appendix. But yeah, I just totally overlooked these things. And it's so easy to think when you go sober that, oh, like even after a month, you kind of think, oh, this is it. I'm done now. Surely I'm done. It's all good. But no, like after a month, you are nowhere near done. Like I'm looking for that complete heal reset now. So I'm just looking forward to, apparently 6 months, the 6 month mark is a good sort of marker where you feel a bit better and you have less crashes. But it's still mid heal. But apparently 12 months is basically the complete reset of the lungs and the gut and the brain systems, where you're essentially back to before you were abusing yourself. Apart from, I think more with the smoking thing, I think you have longer issues, don't you? Like they say it takes like 8 years or something to be like as if you never smoked. But yeah, it's just crazy to, like, you don't really realize how much of a big deal it is to be sober and to quit these substances. And it makes you realize why people don't do it as well, because it's hard work. And if you continue to take the substances, you kind of live in this homeostasis of, like, you're damaging yourself, but you're not going through all of this lack of energy and motivation and withdrawals and mood swings when you quit substances. So yeah, it's just, I think it's an overlooked thing, and I think I want to do like a proper video on this just to spread awareness, really, because I think a lot of people don't really realize just how intense of a healing thing this is. Like, your body's healing from years of abuse, like years and years and years of abuse. I was drinking since I was 14 up until 34, so 20 years. Smoking close to the same, a lot of drugs. Oh yeah, and the other organs that are affected are like the liver as well. I think the liver's heals a bit faster, but is still doing healing work. And some adrenal glands or something, which I'm not really sure what they are. I'll have to do some more research. But yeah, that's it for now. I just thought I wanted to make that video, and just maybe someone will see it and it could click something into place for them, where they're like, oh yeah, I know, I thought I was over it at 3 months, but actually no, you're at 3 months, you're still, your body's going in still. It's hard at work. So yeah, peace.